So I'm starting today's program. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nida Fareen. Welcomes you all on behalf of the Radicals in today's very interesting group discussion on the topic what youngsters think about OTT platforms, probably the future of entertainment industry. Friends, we may not indulge that much in the news part of it or about its new regulation part and all that. Rather, we will be diving deep to understand how it's affecting the youth, both in positive as well as negative way, and what they actually think about it. Also, after the very unfortunate event of SSR's MBG's death, we also need to discuss about the Bollywood status of film industry and its future. Friend, it's a very casual discussion. There is no right or wrong opinion. Just say whatever you feel. It's all about your opinions on it. So let's begin interesting discussion. I would like to invite Abhishek for further proceeding of the discussion. Abhishek, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Nida. So, first of all, let me ask you a very simple question to all of you. When was the first time you heard like there is something about OTT? You can unmute and answer. When was the first time you heard about, okay, then there is something like OTT platform?
1 year,
Approximately.
like around 16, 17. So with the
Okay,
startup.
We can select 3, 4 year back. We can all started
Yes,
learning
exactly.
about it.
okay. So, we can actually conclude from that how much important it has become within 3 4 years. It has become somewhat parallel to Bollywood, isn't it? It has become somewhat parallel to Bollywood, which is a very larger industry. So, I think we shall begin with one by one asking personal experiences and thoughts about OTTs. So, let's begin. Who will share first? You may raise your hand first. Okay, so okay, Shivam, let's start with you. Please, and
Okay, let me start today's discussion. So, according to me, OTT platform is very emerging today now in India, as every 40 to 60 minutes, 80 minutes every day, youth or youngster is spending their time in OTT platform. It is it is because it is easily user interface, and it covers around 35 years of age. All criteria they are included, and over in the year, a report has come that with 22 by the 22 there will be 99% increase in the smartphones because of this OTT platform. And and the most dominating factor of the OTT platform is the subscription, or we pay for the monthly. We come to know that Amazon Prime, which is 129 per month, and whereas the Netflix come with Netflix come with 800 per month premium for its premium quality, which cause huge difference in the price range of the subscription. And the most amazing part of the OTT is that they are not limited. We can see watch anything anywhere we would like, and the these are these are the ad free. No ads are visible in the between the our shows. So that's all. Thank you. Over to you, Abhishek.
okay, great, Shivam. So, Shiva, you may proceed now.
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek. Definitely, OTT platforms brings us the best content as well as they let the newcomers show up their talents. But initially, when it all started, there used to be great content. Even it exists today, no doubt. But what I see today is somewhat OTT platforms have become a place full of obscene acts, violence, pornography, abusive words, and etc. We need to think about what the younger generations see, what a boy age 16 year watches today. He will definitely follow it tomorrow, not only in web series but in movies as well. They show smoking, drinking, using drugs. All these acts are portrayed as they are cool, but we know in reality that they are of no use to the man or the beast. They These acts just act as a catalyst to push people, mainly younger generation like teenagers, towards consumption of intoxicants. It makes us think that these acts are cool in nature, like abusing others, smoking, drinking, taking drugs. And not only this, OTT platforms have also come up with great anti-Hindu contents. One of the best examples of which are the recent web series Tandav. And there are many more scenes like a Brahman politicians eating chicken in that Patal Lok in the anti-Hindu. And they show up that every terrorist had some kind of problem in his home. That's why he picked up gun. Ain't it this all misleading? These all things are spreading somewhat hate and misinformations. Hence, the regulations which are recently introduced are required. And this idea of bringing or regulating this OTT platforms is not just of the government of India, but SC2 had issued orders in that Prajwala case that OTT platforms need to be regulated. There is a need of proper legislation regarding these subjects. And the Supreme Court is in great pressure in dealing with these kinds of cases. Every day, a new web series releases and a huge amount of PILs are filed in Supreme Court. So there is need of having a somewhat legislation, proper legislature, and which would prevent this spread of hate and this prevent to exploit us. So that's it. Thank you.
Great, Shiva. Actually, you both have pointed very good points. Actually, like Shivam has what he told that despite of only 4 years or so, the OTT has become so much greater, and it has, it has came parallel to the Bollywood, which is far far larger than it. It is because, as Shivam pointed out, that it is very user friendly, and I have actually heard a very popular term that television is a uses a push technology. Actually, push technology means uh, push and pull technology. Actually, I exactly can't remember, but it is something that the OTTs, what they actually do is they give you a wider, you can say, wider variety of choices, so you can select whatever you want to watch. But in television, what happens is you have to watch only those things which are coming in television. You cannot do anything with it. If there is a very boring movie coming, like Surya Vansham, which comes every every weekend, actually, you cannot do anything with it. You can just change your channel. But in OTT, it gives too much freedom, in sense that whatever we want to watch, whether it's of Indian creators or it's of foreign creators, anything, you can watch it. And yes, Shivam, I will come to you but before that, I would also like to talk about Shiva's point. The first point is, I would like to share my personal experience with the first point, that he said that OTT promotes, violence behavior and abusive behavior and all that. And actually, I have witnessed it. When there was a craze of Mirzapur, abusing others was, it became like a fashion, because the heroes or the cast of those series use it, like, in a sense that it seems cool, so we also like to follow them. And the second thing which Shiva pointed out was that uh, there are openly many obscene and sensual content being put out there in the OTTs. Like, we all know that porn is banned in India, but in OTTs, actually, they are explicitly putting out those content without any check. So this is actually a serious concern. And the third point was about that Shiva said was about anti-Hindu, or we may say anti-religious content being put out there. Yes, that's also a thing which I also agree on, because what happens is nowadays youngsters, what the youngsters, many youngsters find cool is that something which challenges the traditionals, you know, something which abuses the old things, they find that thing cool, like, you know, accusing the old rituals and all that, you know. There are, I agree that there are many old rituals which are actually should not exist in a modern society, and total waste, like many examples, like child marriage was one such evil practice, you know. We all may agree that child marriage, you know, now it has also become a crime to come child marriage. But like there are many things like anti religion is not a crime yet. If it hurts sentiment, and then there is a long process, but it's not a crime yet as formalized. So okay, then again, anyone has to say any opinion?
Yeah, Abhishek, I want to make a point here.
Yes,
As
yes,
as everyone likes to go with trend, you agree this, no? Everyone likes to go with trend. What is going around, they likes to show. That's what OTT is doing. What is going with trend, whether it is porn or anti-Hindu or anti-political, they are showing that only because people are liking that. The thing we will go trendy, they will show. That's the point that I want to make. Yeah,
okay, actually you have raised a very good point, and even it is oftenly said that art is the reflection of the society. So
yeah,
ultimately,
exactly.
if this kind of things are being put out in OTTs, then we may conclude that the youngsters are watching these kinds of things. And anyone else would like to point out something or anything about OTTs, their personal experience or whatever they feel about it? Okay, Rohan, you may please proceed.
Yes. Can I talk in Hindi?
Okay, no problem.
No, I just want to say that I have not prepared for this at all. I just wanted to hear you guys
No,
out, but
no,
now I want to speak, but I
great,
don't have
great, great.
anything
You are
formal or
Great,
structured.
no problem about it.
no problem at all. No problem. You may
Okay.
speak.
I just want to ask why. I just want to counter the points that have like the previous people have said. Uh,
Okay.
like why do people want to censor stuff, even if it's anti-religious? And let's say we censor Netflix and Prime in India, people will upload it on YouTube. There'll be creators on YouTube, and we can't censor YouTube. And if even if we censor YouTube in India, there'll be stuff and content out there with like outside of India. So what's the point of censoring any art? Isn't art, like you guys just said that art is a reflection of society? So it's clearly the stuff that we watch and the web shows that we are watching. It's clearly in people's minds. That's why it's getting so popular. That's why people are like resonating with it, because that's what they are thinking anyways. Even if there's no show, there are some people that think that gali dena, gali dena cool hai. Yeah, that they don't like
Yeah.
traditions. It's already in people's minds. Web series is just like portraying that.
Actually, I agree upon that, Rohan. I agree 100% upon that. And you know, it that's why it becomes a concern actually, because we can what censoring something is like just, you know, taking pill for the symptoms, not taking pill to actually you know, cure the actual cause of the disease. Censoring can do the thing like killing the symptom only. But what you have said is actually, you know, I resonate with that. And even I, you know, unconsciously thought, oh my god, look at him, man, he is so cool, he abuses so cool. We often use them on memes, we laugh at them, but you know, unknowingly we make them so popular that they think, okay, this is only the trend, and if we continue on doing that, then what's issue? Then we are making more money than Bollywood now, so the producers will certainly create that that type of thing only. So that's the right point actually. And the next thing which I wanted to talk about is that uh, like there are many amazing films, many amazing series which are coming on OTTs. Like I recently saw Scam 1992. Before that, I didn't even know who Pratik Gandhi was, but how excellently that series was, that I became a fan of him. So there are many things which actually Bollywood is not. We can say Bollywood is not producing those kind of content. So people are actually, looking out for something cool. Like in fact, I don't. Many of us would agree that Bollywood films are now, not as interesting as it used to be. So that's also a reason people are switching over to OTTs. What do you guys think about this?
I totally agree with you, Abhishek. I think people have started saying that Bollywood is same. Like there is no different thing that Bollywood is doing. All is same. There is same thing, same music, remixes and all that. So people are switching over to OTT to find something new, to learn something new, and to see something new.
Okay, yes, Rohan.
I actually disagree with that point. I mean, there's a lot of mass and commercial content on Bollywood, and it's everywhere in every industry. Even web series, there are a lot of bad web series. It's just because it's a business and businesses have to earn money. And this is what works with most people. And Tiger Shroff works with most people, while maybe Nawazuddin Siddiqui doesn't, because people like to see Tiger Shroff. And I think people just don't appreciate the good content that's put out by Bollywood or Hindi film industry and other film industries also. Like Andhadhun was released and it was a hit, but it was something new also. And then Tumbar, which was not that big of a hit, it was something new. Or The Lunchbox.
Yeah,
There are movies like that. Like people just don't appreciate good films put out by Bollywood. This is what I
actually.
think.
Actually, you are very right on that also, actually. Because we don't, let me give you a very practical scenario. Many of us even didn't watch the single movie of Irfan Khan. But when he died, there was suddenly, a whole wave that, wow, so Irfan Khan has, made such great films like Lunchbox and all. And even I haven't watched his Pansing Tomar, but when he died, I heard about that, he has performed very great in Pansing Tomar. So I just watched that. And the same thing with SSR also. Before he died, people weren't so much enthusiastic about his great performances in Kai Poche and Kedarnath. But when he died, then people turned up to those good films. So yeah, actually it is. Indian audience doesn't have that much good taste, we can say, or what we can say, the great films or even the great artists like those independent music producers and lyricists, they are not uh, appreciated as what they deserve. So that's also, demotivating for them. And ultimately what happens, we may talk whatever we want, but at last it's Karan Johar who is earning profit. So that type of film, typical film gets hit. And that type of actors actually who don't showcase anything new, who don't experiment with their acting skills, we get them to see. And yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. And one more thing which I was wondering is that OTT has done a good thing in a sense that, if you want, if you have a story, if you are a script writer and you want your story to be told to the audience in form of a film, but when you approach to Bollywood, it's quite difficult process. It may take even more than years to come to get you a director to who will make your story. But I have heard personally from many actors, from OTT, who say that OTT has provided them a closer access to the audience actually. So what you guys say about this?
Yes, OTT welcomes the new talent, whereas Bollywood mm, indulge on nepotism. They are in family and they promote family, whereas OTT platform invites new talents to perform their talents, to showcase their talents. Later on, they go to Bollywood also.
Okay, yeah, that's actually the point.
And we can also
OTT
say na,
welcome.
that OTT has diversified our choices. It has given us much more
Yes,
genres. Like we have much more choices in thriller, mystery, in everything that is not available to us in Bollywood, or we are not liking the movie they have produced on us. So we have a diversity of subjects to watch on it.
Yes, actually. Yes, Chetanshi, you may please proceed.
Actually, yes. I just want to bring in attention to a point that the OTT platforms, these are actually brainwashing for children from 17 to 14 years of ages who are maximizing their times over the phones because of this pandemic, and this is causing massive amounts of eye strains to them. Even this is happening with us. So, and also the kind of offensive and abusive languages which is portrayed on the web series is sometimes humiliating and disgusting, as we guys discussed this already. So OTT platforms show adult contents, and also the amount of vulgar content is broadcasted. As a result, the government has started to penalize those directors of web series also who don't adhere to the guidelines.
Okay, actually, you have rightly pointed out that thing. But yeah, as far as now we have discussed, I can sense it that we want the bad content to be removed from the OTTs. Yes, Rohan, you may please proceed.
Yes, I would like to ask Chetanshi, what does she think that we should do, or like people would do if there were no web series? Because instead of web series, we would find something else to use our phone, because phone is convenient over a book. Like reading a book is way harder than using your phone and just scrolling on Instagram. And Instagram is not regulated at all. And anyone who has used Instagram can tell you that Instagram has way worse content than any OTT platform ever.
Actually,
Like, don't you agree that Instagram has way less guidelines and stuff? And even if they
Yeah,
have
I
guidelines,
agree.
there's a lot of still quote unquote explicit content on there.
yes,
Yeah, I
actually, yes,
agree, but
Chetanshi.
many of them feel comfortable while reading the books, I guess. Even I feel comfortable reading through a book than reading from my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so it's a matter of personal choice, right? Because if there was no web series, there would be something
Yes,
else. Like
yes. Yeah.
most people would agree that they would prefer watching a web series over reading a book about the same story.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's also
exactly. It's
true.
a matter of a choice.
But actually, when it becomes a issue of public discussion is that because now it's harming the youth actually, because because we all are grown up, we are now in our colleges, so we have enough consciousness to take decision that okay, so and so content is not good for me, it's useless, and such and such things are great, entertaining, it's giving me a break from my online classes, so it's good actually. But what happens is that these platforms, not only OTT but everything apart from including social media and all, the age limit is just a joke nowadays. Anyone having age below 18 can easily access to those things. I personally believe that the age restriction needs to be more strict actually. And how we can achieve that, anyone has any idea? Yes, Rohan.
I think everyone in school, like every kid should in school should have a separate subject or a separate education for using your phone and using the internet, because internet is way more dangerous and helpful than any books and stuff that we get from the school. And if that can be regulated, I think it should be educated to us how to use the internet, because we can't censor every content and every piece of art or anything on the internet. Like we can censor maybe Prime and Amazon. Like Amazon is the same thing, Netflix here in India, but there are VPN services. Everyone can just like access content anyways, which is censored here.
Actually,
So I think it should be taught to kids how to use and how to like understand stuff and how to interpret art or how to use in the internet. And they should be made aware of what harmful things there are on the internet.
yes, yeah, that's very important actually. Yes,
Because
Shiva.
if we send, okay,
Yes, Rohan, you may continue, then I will go to Shiva.
yeah, because I think we cannot censor every piece of art. Like the more we censor,
Yeah,
there will be more like rebellion and resistance against it, right?
yeah, actually, because
That's always
if
the case.
Yeah, actually. It's always the case, like, when one door closes, there are thousand more which will open.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's true for the bad things in the society. They will
yeah.
find one
So
or the other thing. Like when we saw, TikTok was banned, we thought, okay, now the youth will indulge in something interesting, and
no,
they
yeah,
will not waste their time. But they find their alternative as well. So you are
yeah.
very
See,
right
India
on the
came
point.
out with like TikTok alternatives itself. Like India has a lot of TikTok
Yeah,
alternatives now.
yeah,
And books, there are obscene, quote unquote, like obscene books and explicit books. There are explicit movies. Like we cannot censor everything, and there's no point in censoring when you should be teaching kids how to avoid that stuff anyways.
actually. Yes, Shiva, continue.
Yeah, we can teach our children, or we have several apps which helps in like parental control, which sends notification to the parents when child tries to access this uh, 18 plus contents. And plus censor, I think it is needed because uh, we we are grown up, so we know what things are good to watch and what things are good to do practically. But when we see a child who were like 14 years, 16 years, teenagers, they are easy to exploit. So it is our duty to create a kind of environment so that this kind of things don't happen here. And I don't think anyone likes to see any anti-religion contents, so that things are needed to be taken down.
Yes, actually. Yes, Rohan, continue.
I would like to ask everyone how they define what is good and what is bad, because what might be bad for you can be good for me, or like I can be okay with this some of the content that's out there, but you might think that's too explicit, or that's too, like, it induces violence or something like that.
Yeah, that's true, actually. You are
So how
actually
can we
saying
censor
that,
it?
yeah, where to draw the line, actually,
Yeah.
because everyone have different opinion or something. And like, in Indian society, we still consider many of the normal things as taboo and all that. But in
Mm-hmm.
other societies, it is very casual. So it
Hmm.
actually differs how we define what is good, what is bad. But let me get to the other point, which I would like to convey through a story like that. Imagine a scenario in Indian education system. A course has to be brought. The teachers have realized that the students have to cope up with so much of stress in their life. So let's do one thing. Let's introduce a course which will teach them about stress management. Okay, like an subject which will teach them stress management. But the point is that what Indian education system does is it makes something so much complex that the particular subject of stress management itself will give another stress to the children. That's the point in, actually. And that's the same thing with teaching children about internet. What they will think is that when we will introduce the a particular subject, like let's say internet etiquettes, we will introduce a particular chapter or particular subject. So what they will think is, oh my god, this subject, this boring subject class is again there, let's bunk the class, or let's avoid the class. They will not give a damn anything to that subject. And even if it's a chapter, I am sure many teachers will also omit that chapter, that you guys already know about internet. What should I tell you? You know more than me on internet. So that's gonna happen, actually, if we bring them in a formalized education system. So what we can do is we can adopt. You also, you are all also free to give suggestions. But what I personally think is, parental control was the right point, actually, which Shiva raised. But you know what? Many of the parents also didn't know about what is parental control, and their kids are smarter than them. If they, if they do something setting in mobile which will guide or which will regulate the child's navigation or child's browsing in the internet, then the child will remove such and such restrictions, because parents are also not so much technologically advanced in thinking. So what we can do is actually, we the youngsters can bring the change in this way, you know and that, you know teaching our younger brothers and sisters. Not, we cannot reach out to every juniors we have there, but we can absolutely teach our young childrens and relatives to, introduce them about the good and bad things about the internet. We can teach them that now you don't actually require a high budgeted camera to start something interesting like vlogging. Now you don't have to require anything to, start your career as a writer. You can put out your content in the internet. It's open. You can use websites, applications. You can use many apps which will teach you new languages. We can teach them that all. So I think the youth which is aware or which is more involved in the good side of the internet, we have more responsibility to, guide the upcoming generation in a right direction towards internet. What do you guys think about this? Yes, Rohan.
Yes. So, but what about the kids who don't have elder brothers and sisters?
Yeah, that's also a very fair point.
I think it should be in our schooling system, and it should not be introduced as a subject which has any marks. It should be just like a discussion and a group discussion like we are having right now,
Okay, yeah,
but
that.
with someone who is like educated about it, hosting the discussion or leading the discussion, and then people can just clear out their doubts.
Okay. Actually, what I gather is we can do one thing, that the groups or the youngsters or anyone like who is interested in teaching the children about that, they can go to schools and conduct one or two, workshops, teaching them what are the good and bad things. I remember when I was in school, there used to be such kind of workshops which I will remember one thing when I was in, I think, class 8 or 7. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, there was a workshop which told the students about what is good touch, bad touch, what is good behavior, bad behavior, what is good company, what is bad company, and all this type of things. So the society actually needs to think about this internet in the same sense, that they have to teach this to the children. So that can be a, great thing about that. Anyone else have something to put out? And my friends, those who have not even spoken, you can also speak, guys. Anything which you would like to share about the OTTs, your personal experience in anything. Um, I think we have discussed long enough, and so we can end this. Can we end this? Yes. Okay, I think we have discussed it through length. So, okay, we shall end this. And last but not the least, I would actually like to thank all of you for being here. It's quite hectic routine. We have classes all the day and this and that, assignments, everything. But then also you have came here and we really had such a interactive and amazing discussions. And in future also we have many interesting discussions. We have pointed out some of the very interesting topics, and also some of the serious current affairs. We in future we are planning to have such discussion on Disha Ravi's case, and particularly about Sedition Act. It is also a hot topic today, so we will also indulge in that debate, and also such interesting topic like today's, and particularly about YouTube and all that thing stuff. So stay tuned, everyone, and thank you so much once again for joining us.